Welcome back.
Hey.
Welcome back
To the TAE Time Podcast. What are you saying? Look, as you can see, we got a guest with us today.
Yeah.
Yes,
You know, do you want to introduce yourself? What's your name?
the popular loner.
Popular loner.
I like
Look
that.
Look at
I
this
like
guy.
it.
His name is Henry.
Yes.
For all the girls asking, who's this fine chocolate man?
I go by 3 different names, okay? So let me
Oh.
take you through that. So you might know me as Enroski. Enroski Baba. Okay, that's another one. I get that a lot. Or Michael Henry, that was my stage name for a while. So
Stage name.
Stage name, yeah.
Michael Henry.
Michael
Yeah,
Henry.
Michael
Stage
Henry
name
did a
for
lot of-
what?
Did a lot of crazy stuff, Stage name for, yeah, back BDM days.
This guy is funny.
Kind of rolled it on for a while. Like whenever I came up to Dublin, everyone would be like, "Oh, are you that Michael Henry guy? Yeah, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, I'm the Michael Henry.
The Michael Henry guy." So that was me.
Oh, yeah, no.
So my 3 names: Enroski,
Yeah.
Enroski Baba.
Which one do you prefer?
Michael Henry is nice.
Wait,
I mean, my close guys call me Enroski.
you're close.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
it
so,
takes
okay,
levels.
okay.
It takes levels. There's
Wait.
levels.
Wole has never called you Enroski.
Yeah, do you know
I
what?
have never called you Enroski. So
Well,
you're
you
telling
guys-
me and Wole, the people who have known you the longest, are not your closest guys.
Do you know? Is this time for me to bring this up?
Damn.
Do it.
I didn't want to tell him yet. I was holding this until I came on the podcast.
Okay.
But remember, we hated each other before.
You know the funniest thing. You know the funniest thing is.
We hated
You know the
each
funny-
other.
You know the funniest thing is.
Hated
I
each
was
other.
going to say the exact same thing.
Do you
on the
know?
podcast.
No.
I was holding it. Do you know there was a time I was strangling? We were both strangling each other.
There was a time that I punched Henry and Henry punched
Oh,
me.
there was
We were
physical.
holding by the neck, like
I
literally on the
was-
way to town.
And Wole had to pull us down. This was
Yeah.
during secondary school on our way to
school.
lunch.
Hold on, I've
Secondary
never.
school.
Obviously, you guys have known this, but
Yeah.
like I've been kept out of the loop.
Yeah,
No.
No.
Yeah, there was a time when Henry and I did not like each other.
We did not
But
like
you
What
know-
was the reason?
You know what? I was thinking about it today because I was like, I
Yeah.
want to bring this on podcast. I think the reason was Wole.
It was Wally. It was Wally as well. It was because when he left, everything was fine.
Everything was fine.
Do you know? Because that's the thing.
It was definitely Wole. I think because we're both young, and Wole was like our older, and we're both really good friends with him. I think we're both like kids trying to like impress the older brothers.
You
and
know
trying
what?
to be
Wow.
your closest friend.
Wow.
I knew that was what was going on, but like I analyzed it and I thought about it and I was like, yeah, it was Wally. But then I was just like, maybe I'm wrong because
No, it was Wole.
I think of a lot of different dynamics, back in that Trilly sort of like environment. We need to go to this. We need to like
Ruth.
this is where everything started.
Yeah, it is.
Because in another dynamic where another friendship that I had, there was one person who was trying to like pull us apart, okay? So I'm going to reference 2 guys, one SG, one SF. I'm not going to say their names. But like SF is such a manipulator, You can almost guess who SF is.
I think I can. I
Yeah.
think I can.
And SG, we just hated each other, but SF would go to either of us, making it worse by telling the other what the other said, even if it wasn't true. And just, stirring things up. And I had a fight that went on YouTube with SG. Yes.
Yeah, he fought him, and it was recorded.
I have a background, obviously, that does not,
Jeez,
you
wow.
wouldn't think.
You would think it, like man's a finance bro now,
Yeah.
all clean and everything, but
Yeah.
Henry has a bit of a past, isn't it?
Yeah, when your
Yeah,
manager
no,
sees this video, they're gonna
you
be
know,
really impressed.
Like Jay-Z, that line in God did, it was like, left the dope business, I'm
Yeah.
clean and all that, my record's clean, yeah, that's me.
Yeah, exactly. No. It's so funny that you said that because I was actually thinking about it today and I was like, I'm gonna bring this up because Henry and I did not like each other before, but now we're close. Me, him, and Wole, truly trio.
But like, okay, so obviously you guys said it was because of Ole, right? But
Yeah, absolutely.
Wh-
You know,
when
the funniest part about this is Wole's gonna be watching this now and be like, you bastards.
Yeah, we're calling you out, man. We're calling you out.
yeah, it is what it is. But listen, obviously at the time you weren't gonna admit that. So what was the reason that you were fighting? What?
We don't know.
It was actually just,
It was. I like if you asked me at the time, I'd just be like, "Oh yeah, Henry's just a dickhead." Like,
Oh, okay.
that's all I would have said.
And I'll just be like, yeah, Farouk is just annoying. Like, oh my gosh.
That's all that would have been said. Like, But obviously, when you're older, you can look back and be like,
Yeah.
what was this nonsense?"
Wait, I have a question. Did when you were Wally by yourself, did he ever like stir shit like
Do you know
with each
what?
other?
I feel like he did not do much to, quieten things down.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
So he
Okay.
didn't do any. He didn't
Yeah.
like say anything to make us egg each other on, but he didn't say anything to calm us and not like
I
each
think he
other.
kind of just enjoyed the entertainment as well. Back
He
then,
probably
I would-
did.
Well, you
I
can
would
tell
like,
us. You can tell us
you
if you
know-
enjoyed it or not. Or
I was like, this is so toxic, but yeah, you know what? Let's just go at it. And then obviously when we were in college, when you started college, obviously, and we'd see each other in Dublin. I think it was after later.
much later on,
Meeting
yeah.
up in the barber shops.
Yeah,
in,
whatever.
Final
Yeah,
Street.
yeah.
So it's kind of like, yeah.
You know,
you know,
it's like, and you know the funny thing is when we started talking again, we never even deep that we've beefed. Never, like it never even crossed my mind at the time that we beefed.
Yeah.
It was just calm, which is just funny.
Another thing is just life as well. Like,
Yeah.
obviously I feel like leaving certain might have changed both of us a little bit. Like
Yeah,
when you
like-
went through it first.
Yeah, exactly.
And I was behind you, looking up to you.
Yeah, yeah,
and you were in
and
Mrs.
you-
O'Connell's
Miss-
economics,
economics class. Yeah, because after after
After
Wale
Wale
left,
left.
we were fine. Because he
You-
would talk to me about economics and stuff and like if he should do it.
Yeah.
You know?
Can you imagine? And
Wow.
so yeah, like over the years, like obviously things just kind of brought us to where we are right now. So this is like
Yeah.
a 8-year, like 7-year
Yeah,
long story.
even long time.
Yeah,
Nah,
you know,
it's
gosh.
actually a crazy thing.
Crazy.
You know him and Wale is so funny because I always remember him and Wale were like when two of you were wearing the snapbacks.
Oh, I
and
remember.
I did the whole
But do you
thing
not notice that myself and Wally that time we literally saw each other every day of the week.
every day. Yes,
Of the
every
week.
single
Monday
day.
to Sunday, we saw each other.
Each
We saw
other.
each other in school. We saw each other at choir practice on Saturday. We saw each other at church then on
on
Sunday.
Sunday, literally
Wow.
long
So,
times.
We
Close
kind of
friends.
had our own different thing going on.
Yeah,
but,
no.
when
And
it
that
came to-
and it definitely is because for me, literally when I came to Ireland, and I went to Tom Nickley, I was living beside Wale. I was seeing Wale every day. And then Henry, this kid randomly
Yeah,
shows
yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah.
You
I
know,
was
the
a
jealousy
new
is
kid.
like, who is this kid?
Oh, so maybe there was a reason for
Yeah,
like,
like, who's this
yeah,
kid? Well, let's try to replace me with this guy.
yeah, no, I am the definition of the new kid on the block. That was definitely me.
Oh,
New kid on the block.
that's-
When did you move to Ireland?
Yeah, I moved to Ireland in 2007, December. We lived in Cork first, so that's what I was all about. Cork connection kind of guy. Then moved to Tralee in 2008, like early 2008, and went to CBS Primary. Saw this guy there, and the green and all of that. And yeah, so yeah, I mean, I was even going to ask you guys actually for the podcast. Did you have any like fresh off the boats like habits, things that you did? Like obviously, let me just explain that, like a bit of a culture shock when you moved to Ireland.
Obviously. Big
So
culture
you two more than
shock.
I did. But,
Yeah, us definitely more. But wait, how old were you when you moved there?
I was 9. I was about 9.
Oh damn, you were
I was
older than me
9
when you
too.
moved here.
Yeah.
because I was like 6, turning 7.
So
So I was literally, I think it was 2 months or 3 months before I turned 7 or something. That's when I came here. So
did you have anything really?
absolutely, it was different. I mean, people
Everything.
everywhere.
I'll tell you one thing anyway. Like my first day in primary school in CBS, right? I was in the playground at lunchtime, and some of the guys called me the N-word.
Damn.
And I was like, I
Yeah.
didn't know it was a thing. I didn't know it was a thing. I was like, and then
Yes.
it was SF that came up to me and was like, I'm giving away who SF is, and it was like, oh, you shouldn't let them talk to you like that. And I was like, really? Is this a bad thing? I didn't know.
Nah. I remember when they first. It was a bunch of interesting people, if you want to put it that way,
Yeah.
that we haven't really, that
Oh,
said
no.
that. And then I didn't know what it was, but I knew it was bad
Yeah.
because of the way they like said it. I was like, these were saying it to try piss me off.
I was just happy
I
to have
knew-
someone talk to me though. I was just like,
It's not like
really
brother, like
interaction.
friend.
Yeah,
You
no.
know?
But then when I told my parents, I know it's pissing me off, and I told my parents to like lie.
Yeah,
Don't ever
really,
let
don't
anyone call you that.
Yeah, no,
No.
that was. I had a few. I mean, like,
No.
gosh, going through primary as well.
Come on, share.
And I mean, going from primary because I joined in 4th class. Okay, so
Me too. Damn.
Yeah, and really, how come? Oh,
Well,
like,
Wait, sure, both of
Like,
you-
that
we
was
both
shocking.
moved here.
Yeah, they're around the
Yeah.
same time.
Really?
Same time, yeah.
Wow.
Because she's 97, you're 98, so
Yeah.
we're close enough.
Giving away my age like that, huh?
Yeah, don't worry about it. No, don't worry.
Do
The
the
girls
maths.
don't care.
Really? Yeah. I guess they don't. But I mean, going from primary into secondary, there was always stuff that I was late to catch on to.
Yeah.
And so I'd always sort of act out to get a bit of attention though,
That is very
and
true.
so I was the class clown then going into secondary school. I'm not sure if you knew about this.
I remember you were a class clown in secondary school.
Well, you don't see me outside of the classrooms, like, you know, I'll be sent out of the class, like, you see me in the passage, you know.
Wait, but were you speaking English before you came out? Was it Yoruba?
My English was, I was speaking English with my parents, like,
all the time. So you didn't really have much for Yoruba, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, no, I was okay. I thought I was okay anyway, but obviously, now you could still,
obviously
you could. Oh, do you know one thing? I'll tell you one thing. When I was in primary school, like within my first few weeks, like I actually dobaled and prostrated for my pastor in front of the school. Actually, I kneeled down for the principal as well.
You're joking.
I'm telling you. He was like, okay, because here's the thing. I was meant to be in 3rd class, but they were like, oh, we'll try you out into 4th class, see how you get on.
Yeah.
And I was so grateful for that, at least anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So that when the principal now led me to the classroom, I literally went down on the floor in front of him. Do you know, with my parents?
That's Nigerian culture right there.
I did that for a while.
Yeah, that's Nigerian culture right there. That's like, you don't know, like, because that's all you know, like, especially when you went to primary school in Nigeria, like, you know, you have to prostrate to everyone.
I was naturally doing it.
So it was natural to you, but then obviously here they're like, what are you doing?
Oh my goodness. I'm sure like my mom would like be picking me up as well, because she'd been living here for a while already, you know. So obviously I was fresh joining my mom and my siblings.
You were a proper fob then.
I was. But look, I'm grateful for it. Like,
yeah,
I'm telling you, like, you know, I love the fact
like,
that.
Look where you are now.
Oh yeah, you know, I feel like it's a bit of that cop on, like, even though, you know, you're almost gonna need a little bit more. You can't get enough of Nigerian cop on, I'm telling you.
Absolutely. You know? So then you were a class clownish, but I remember near the end of leaving series when you were taking stuff seriously, because I was talking to you and stuff. How did you find, eventually you went to Trinity, right? How did you find being
trainers,
probably one of the very few black people in Trinity, and being a posh environment and survive? How was Trinity for you as a black person who used to be a black clown coming from a culture town?
You know?
Do you know what? It was a lot. It was a lot, because I'm telling you, there's just some guys who carry themselves in a certain way from the beginning to the very end, you know? And they always made, like from the start, they would make you feel uncomfortable. But then, I mean, after a while, like I kind of got over it, and you just kind of looked at them like, oh, it's that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's a good cluster of people that, you know, are good, you know, they're okay.
They're just like in calm,
you know, and they'll get through, you know, they'll get the grades. But I mean, for me at the start, like there were guys that came in that knew beyond the Leaving Cert curriculum. Because, you know, they had gone to private schools up in Dublin.
Of course.
So that was a bit mad for me, because I was coming off CBS degree and being like the ed boy for economics. And so
exactly.
in my field, I thought I was, you know,
you thought you were doing well. You're like, yeah, I'm good.
I know. I went into that environment. I was like, yo, I knew. Like, I mean, it was a bit mad, but like, of course, I mean, first year was fine. Just kept the head down. I think one thing that stood for me was that I didn't actually get into the college community as much.
Okay. So you didn't really like hang around, didn't go out, didn't party.
Yeah, like I had a good break between like being able to know who I am, like where I come from, and obviously the church community helped me a lot. Like I spent a lot of my college time there. That's why I'm a little old now.
And he spent his college years in church.
Like literally doing church service. I would be going in like literally every one of them. Like I mean, that's not like I still do my thing anyway, but like I was a lot more. Yeah. Because you know there were people that I was meeting from that environment as well, and they were keeping me inspired and all that kind of stuff, and you know, it kept me grounded while I was in college as well.
Which is actually good, because I feel like that worked out in your favor. Because if you had went crazy in college, you never know what would happen.
No. Like, do you know what? Yeah, it's like if I'd even gone into student halls from day one, where Freshers Week they'll show you a different way to live. But I didn't have that. Although I did live I lived in Alls anyway eventually.
Oh yeah,
I did.
Okay.
In the end, it was actually like end of November I moved in.
Okay.
Meanwhile, like they had already done like 2-3 full months there where people had been going out, they kind of going into all of that kind of stuff. And everything. But I joined in.
But were you in digs at the start?
I was in digs at the start.
I remember that. You were digs in the start.
Yeah, was I telling you? I couldn't even use the cooker there.
You couldn't even cook there.
I couldn't cook there. That was the reason why I got kicked out. Because I was pushing for it. Like I would come in, I was trying to use stuff. It was a bit mad.
Digs are terrible.
Should I call out the area and give you an address to go and egg? No, it was a long time ago, but I still remember, man, I suffered.
Yeah, I know.
So, like, because obviously you were saying you had like pretty quiet, chill, you know, start. Were you like top of your class because of that? Were you studying all the time?
You know what? That's actually mad. That's mad. That's a good question because I feel like I was just doing enough to get by, you know? Like, as in, like, it was so tough. It was so tough
Yeah.
that, like, I needed to just do that much to maintain, like, my 2-1 literally throughout, you know? So, like, I was a 2-1 kid. Like, I'm not even going to deny it. I mean, there was a guy who was going out. Oh, man, this guy, I want to call out his name. We still talk. He was going out. This guy will be out until, like, 3 a.m., 4 a.m. We'll make it for the next 9 a.m. lecture.
Yeah.
And he was top of the class. He was
Really?
good, right from the
Wow.
start to the
He
very
was
end.
just natural
And,
talent.
yeah, no, this guy was just different. And like, you know, in like, we had a few mad modules where like when the lecturers did not provide us with any slides.
Yeah.
His lecture notes was him talking for like an hour of anything. And then he gave us one interim exam one time. Literally everyone failed except for this one guy.
For real.
Yeah,
and this
but-
guy's partying all the time.
But you know what? That's the thing. That exam had nothing to do with everything at the end because
Yeah.
the second module and the second term just covered everything. So it was fine. Like as I said, despite hiccups like that,
Yeah.
you know, I still maintained my 2-1 from the start to
Exactly.
finish. But it was just mad that it was just like, okay, you know, like I'm just doing just enough.
You're doing just enough.
You
That's
know?
just the bare
Yeah,
enough to
like-
get by, get that 2-1, you know. But you know, the funny thing is like when people hear get by, they're like, oh, I just passed. But for like Nigerian person, African person, you know that's a 2-1 because it's like your parents would kill you.
You know
They
what?
would kill you.
How come it's not the expectation of a 1-1?
It is, the expectation is 1-1, but like you have to put in a lot of effort for that.
Do you know
Who
what?
has time?
I'll tell you another thing though. For the 1-1, you need to be strategic.
Yeah.
Because in Trinity, for the final grades, it's only the final year that matters.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was my course anyway. And I think a lot of courses as well.
Yeah, for boss in commerce, that was the case up until literally he hit third year, and then they changed it that third year, fourth year matter.
So here's the thing though. You had folks who, when you get into third year, because I did a common entry in first year, then you drill down, you specialize every single year.
Yeah.
And as I was specializing, I ended up doing a joint honors at the last.
Yeah.
I joined economics with business. Okay, that's my degree. But then people were going in and choosing like some of the easiest modules
ever.
And, do you know, like economy of Ireland or economy of the world, all this kind of BS.
Shit
like,
that you can just write a shit essay on
Do
and
you
just
know
get
what-
a 1-1.
meanwhile, I don't know what was wrong with me. I thought maybe it'll make a difference for later, you know, and I was
Yeah, it doesn't
I was
matter.
picking modules like econometrics.
Never even heard of that.
You know what I mean?
What is that?
It's economics mixed with statistics.
Jeez.
Do you know what I mean?
Why are you suffering?
I don't know. So that's what I did, and I shafted myself.
You
like,
are suffering for free.
I did it in international trade as well, which you would have thought it was a good module, but no, there was freaking a lot of stuff in that one
Yeah,
as well. And I was
international
like,
trade is a serious thing.
it is mad. It is mad. I thought, you know, this would be a nice one to cinch in, but no. So yeah, you could have actually done the 1-1 by being strategic
and doing whatever.
So yeah.
So then, since in first year you were like laid down and you were still in church and stuff, in the second or third or fourth year, did you start getting babes then? Finance babes, all these business students? Because commerce is kind of what? Commerce and arts are the most wild courses there
Story
is.
of my life.
You know?
Obviously when I joined the halls, like halls was fun, even though I joined late. Halls was fun, man. I'm telling you, yeah, like, you know, I did have a few, you know, encounters. You know?
Henry's like,
And it was
a few encounters.
You know, and it was very interesting. Like, I mean, do you know the people that were getting into halls were people that had the money for it? Like,
Yeah.
it wasn't in my economic background to be there. I had
Yeah.
no business being there.
They all had
You know, but somehow I got in, and I didn't just get in because a lot of people that were there, like guys like me or from my that could have made it
Yeah.
in, were in shared rooms. I was in a single room by the end of the way.
Really?
I navigated myself.
Jeez.
Wow.
Single room ensuite.
Ensuite.
You know, I did that for 2 years as well. The second year I got in again, and it was
Yeah.
like a late getting in because I was in somewhere else. I was just getting in. The second time was not as nice anyway. Because
Yeah.
in second year and the first years were the dirtiest people ever.
Oh.
They were even worse than my first year group. Like my first year group, there was like 2 people were in their room. You don't want to step in. The rest of it were fine. But this second year folks were crazy. But then, so obviously in that first year, like, you know, I had a few things. But then in second year, by the end of first year, I started talking to my exes.
Exes.
Okay, I know. Oh my goodness, I'm giving this away.
This
Jeez.
is plural.
Okay, there's only
This
2.
guy.
All right?
Multiple.
There are only 2. Like I've only
Yeah,
been
I
in
know the
2
two. I
proper
know the two.
relationships
I know the
ever.
two. I know the two.
Okay, and obviously just talking to both of them, like one of them was in a different sort of situation. She was still like trying to get through leaving cert, and she was going to be taking that very seriously. The other was in college already. So we're talking throughout that summer.
Yeah.
Obviously, even though there were a few encounters in first year, like not in every series ever happened because I wasn't even looking for anything either. You know, like I was pretty calm. Like, I mean, I was not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was thinking, I was like, why? Literally, first year, I was like, literally so, I mean, there was so much going on anyway.
Yeah,
which
exactly.
was fair enough. But then at the end of first year, obviously, I was working part-time as well. I had a bit of money
In the pocket,
and, you know,
a
you
little
wanna
bit
get
of
around,
spending,
you
trying
know?
to do a little bit
And impress
something.
some people, you know, some people that, you know, you would have known since when you didn't have money, you know, eat with those you starved with. So, well, at the end of that, I ended up just rekindling things with one of the exes, okay? And that kind of pulled me through the end of college. Yeah.
Wow.
Mad.
Yeah.
And beyond.
A little bit beyond.
This title could have been, I was in an on and off relationship for 10 years, okay? But
To be honest,
I don't think we're going to make it
it
down.
was that long.
So,
you know, when you think about
like,
it.
hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Was there any,
It's
like,
quietness.
was she in uni with you, or were you?
Oh, we were long distance while I was
Okay.
in. Yeah, that was another thing. So it was long distance while I was in college. She lived in the UK. I lived in Ireland.
Oh, now we have her location.
Yeah, I know. She lived in the UK. She relocated after. But here's the thing: I would go to Birmingham and do day journeys.
Yeah, this guy.
I'll fly in the morning, fly back at night.
Wow. And was there any temptation?
Oh,
College.
temptation. Do you know what? When we were in college, obviously, you know, like, and that's the thing, it was good long distance.
Yeah.
It made it easier. Cause yeah. And here's the thing, like, she lived with her sisters, and so we'd like literally meet up in Birmingham, but she will travel from further down the Midlands of England, and we'll meet up there, like, you know, it's kind of like halfway. There are times I would literally sleep in the airport and catch the flight the next
No,
morning.
this is real love, like the effort.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy really
The
tried.
effort.
It was-
But to be honest, one thing I can say is the two girls Henry had on and off again. He really committed to these girls mentally. They had his heart, and there were so many times I'd see this guy and he would talk nothing about but these girls.
Do you know what? Yeah, it's mad. It's actually really mad because Farouk has kind of been through, especially one of them. He was kind of invested in.
I was very invested in that storyline.
Yeah. I was keeping you posted, you know. Like we tell, no, but I don't know how much I want to give away.
Yeah.
I did say there was going to be an exclusive interview.
Okay. But then, so you finish college, right?
Yeah.
And now you're a big boy. You end up going into the actual Big Four. How are you going with? What's the story there? How did you find that transition to get in? Did you find it hard to get into the Big Four? Did you find it easy? What was the road? And then once you start, how was the starting like?
First of all, I want to say God bless Ireland. Like, can you imagine? Like, I obviously went through college on the grants.
Yeah,
you know, my parents didn't have to pay a dime.
Yeah,
can you imagine
exactly.
that?
I think we all did.
Yeah, we all
Obviously,
did.
my siblings aren't having that luxury right now.
Yeah, suffering a bit.
They're suffering.
They're
My parents are
suffering.
having to pay. So imagine going through college. I mean, I didn't really, you know, I wasn't one of those kids who wanted to be a doctor or anything. Like, you know, it was just a case of finding what I enjoyed and went with that. And so the graduate program, I'd secured that the year before I graduated, like third year. So I was able to go on Erasmus. So I did it like in the January 2018, went to Germany for a few months, came back into final year, but I was still looking around.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure about the Big Four thing, but you know, the big push of it for it was to get a professional qualification.
Yeah.
And I kind of thought, look, there's nothing tougher than what I went through in Trinity. Like, you know, even though
you're like, there's nothing harder to do.
yeah, no, but I'm telling you now, 3 years down
you
the
realize
line,
that was bullshit.
I'm telling you, this song is nothing. It's different. It's different. But obviously, like, I felt like my internship had stood for me anyway going in.
Yeah.
And imagine to get money that I didn't even pay to go into college for, and it's just like literally, you know, like that's one thing we just need to appreciate. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
like literally, we got money after we got to go to college for free.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
that's
just
only in
amazing.
Ireland you can do that. Well, to be honest, there's other countries like Switzerland and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But like, it's
Like-
nice.
like that's one thing anyway. Even though, like, I mean, I've been through hell in Big Four. Sorry, gotta tell you now. Like, I don't want to wish it on my anyway.
Worst
Your brother is
enemies.
doing this anyway.
Yeah, he's about to suffer. Boss, you're about to suffer.
But I mean, look, it is what it is. I'm almost done now, but I think throughout like the
What
past
do you mean
3
by
years.
done now?
Oh, so it's a 3.5 year contract I stood into.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Okay.
But I
Tied
can't,
in.
yeah,
Okay.
tied in, because if you leave, you have to pay.
You have to pay.
You have to pay
back
for
with the money you don't have.
You know what I mean? The money that they did not give you.
Wait. What? Is the salary good? Bad?
Salary. Here's the thing, right?
Here, I'll
Salary
say for him, it's shit.
it is terrible.
It's the big four, though. You
It's
think that
you would
like
think.
Yeah.
You would
Do you know
think,
what?
but no.
Generally, Big Four professionals are working in practice. If you're making the big bucks, you're either a director or a partner. You know, everybody else. I'm sorry, I'm putting this out on the internet. Like,
It's the
don't
truth, though.
if there is actually Big Four accounting memes, go and look.
Yeah.
Go and look at
What
them.
do you mean?
your
There are
homework.
bare people who are like, I used to be at a freaking partner or whatever, like, and whatever in the Big Four, and up until I hit partner, it was shit. Like,
You know what I
they
mean?
all openly
Yeah.
say it's shit money.
It is, but I'll tell you one thing, right? Going in, like, you do know that you're getting, it's the benefits, you know, you're getting your exams paid for. My exams have been paid for. The books they give you books, you know, they give you books, and that's free as well.
Yeah.
So, you know, there are some graduate programs you get like that. Like,
Yeah.
there's some guys employing you up in Newry. It sounds like good stuff. I'll tell you, this was my alternative to the Big Four. You know, on the advert, it was like, you know, package worth 60K graduate. And I'm like, yeah, that's amazing.
You're like, wow,
and,
60K.
and the job sounds great, traveling around. Tell me why I went to the interview. I actually got the role. And this was, they tell you the salary range right there.
And it's like
Shall I tell
25
you?
to 30.
Eh?
25 to 30.
No, it's
You-
between 19K and 21.
Oh my days.
British pounds, though.
Great British pounds. Great
Yeah.
British pounds. They want to give you 19 to 30.
Yeah, but you know, can you imagine? But that's the thing, it's the packages. Okay, they tell you they'll travel you around, and you'll have your accommodation paid for.
Yeah.
Travel, you know, you're pretty much working as a consultant.
All the time. Yeah.
And so yeah, that was the big, you know, sort of selling point for people who wanted to get a bit of travel.
Essentially, they were like, we'll travel you around, you work a bit, you sleep around, it's
But
okay.
you have chicken change in your pocket.
You
Yeah,
have nothing.
that's
So if you
it.
want to take a girl to a nice dinner, you're not going.
You know what I mean? But here's the thing, though. COVID hit like after you know.
So you
that
would have been
intake,
wasted.
I could have
Yeah.
been shafted. You know.
You know,
I
making no
don't know
money.
of many people who were let go, but like it just wasn't going to be like that. You wouldn't be needing to travel as much because people weren't in offices anymore.
Everything would have had to be remote. So all the extra packages, and you know they wouldn't give you the money.
So you're getting
You know they
19K
wouldn't
and you're
give you the
just
money.
sitting at home
Yeah.
on Zoom.
On Zoom.
On Zoom.
Not even knowing what you're doing because, I mean, I feel like a lot of things that has happened in my field anyway, just to let you know, is that there are people who come to the training program not getting the sort of training or the mentorship that other people would have had when they were in-house, on site, working. So you have like people like your brother might have come into Deloitte now in 2020, 2021. It's still the same in 2022 as well. And they're just given a laptop and they're told, do this.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
I mean, they go through training for like 3 weeks, but it's not, a lot of them have not been, you know, in person for a while. And even with those trainings, you still need someone over your shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I kind of had that for a few months, but before I knew it, COVID hit, and I was doing all this audits from my bedroom. Can you imagine?
Bummer.
How did COVID affect like auditing? Because
Auditing,
it's like for engineering, obviously, like I said before, it's just like you're just coding in your room, so it doesn't really matter. But for auditing, you guys do a lot of things where you go to the site, clients see
Client
things and
sites.
stuff like so. So how did it affect the business? How did it affect you and so on and so forth and people around you?
You know, we didn't feel it as much as like consultant people,
Yeah.
because consultant people really like. Initially, they're being asked to do rubbish work. Sorry. They're being asked to do things that just look good on paper and talk rubbish.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, if you work in consulting, you're gonna agree with me.
Consulting
like,
is
you
just
know,
a bullshit
I was
term.
spoken to some consultants there in the UK.
It's just a way to make money.
You know, they'll be doing stuff they don't probably need to do. So I think a lot of clients had called back on all those different projects that they needed help on. So those guys felt it. But we still had as many audits to do. So we had those audits to do, but we weren't going on the site. So we were obviously using like Teams a lot to do a bunch of screen sharing. And we also use this, you use WebEx a few times.
Yeah.
It was the first time I heard of WebEx recently when I was working with a client that were just super somehow about their stuff, which is fair. Like, Obviously, Zoom was not an option.
Yeah.
But Teams did win. You know,
Teams
to
won.
be a new,
Well, is
one
it
of
just because it was
those-
more secure?
I don't even know, but that's what we use. I mean, Zoom. You have people like I don't. Is it meant to be more secure?
Well, technically,
It's
at this
integrated with
at
Outlook
this
and all
at
that
the
kind of stuff.
start, Teams was more secure. Zoom wasn't was very insecure because at the time they didn't even have the password stuff, so people were able to just enter Zoom chats or whatever or access Zoom recordings, and then eventually they had the password shirt. So Zoom was never really as secure as Teams in the first place.
Yeah.
But at the same time, Teams suck.
Teams sucks. I think
suck.
WebEx is really cool. Obviously,
You know.
the interface is nice. You feel like you're doing something that's complicated, but so a lot of that is what we do now. We kind of would like because I work in a side of audits anyway. That is more. Everything is on the computer. Everything is saved in the database. You know, they're saving all their investments positions with their custodian. Custodian gives us the information. There's nothing physical about what I do.
Yeah,
You know,
everything is kind of like
It's not as tangible as people who work in other side of audits.
Yeah.
Which is not the side I'm in. So they would have felt. I mean, they would probably still have gone in to do a few stock takes. Yeah, you do stock takes.
Money.
You know,
and you're not allowed to. You're not allowed
there'll
to
be
buy
money-
stocks.
You know, no, it's not that kind of stock. It's not that kind of stock. It's like literally like physical stocks in
Actual
Aldi.
stock. Oh
Yeah.
my
So
god,
that's a different side. That's not
even boring.
That's consumer technology business sector.
That is
Like
cool.
they need to do what they do. I feel like I'll literally say this any day, anytime. They will end up understanding the profession a lot more than the likes of me because a lot of what I'm doing just kind of seems like, you know, I'm just looking at the computer, I'm checking that this matches that, but like they kind of like drill into a lot of processes and so on and so forth.
New things.
And literally how you do things day to day, how any business works. And I feel like I've had a lot of different exposures to that recently, especially with like insurance jobs.
Yeah.
Like there is a few things where like you talk to this person has to do this, and then this goes to the next person, this person reviews. You need to know about that. Obviously, we integrate that into the work that we do at the end.
Yeah.
To give us our background.
Damn.
You said that, you know, you guys have a lot of books and access and stuff, so it sounds like you're actually studying as well as working.
Oh yes.
How much would you say you study and work, like percentage-wise?
Oh my gosh. It's interesting because we're meant to like keep it all going at the same time. But what we end up doing is last minute, you're literally like losing your hair, pulling everything out. I mean, I go through phases that when I get into exam period, like no social media, no phone,
nothing.
no WhatsApp, because I literally I've arsed around for like a whole month. And
For
I'm like,
literally his last exam there, he was arsing around, and then literally was it like 2 weeks before, and you're like, yeah, boys, I'm not doing anything. And then this guy disappeared from the group chat, and then appeared after his exam was
like,
finished.
I'm back.
I'm alive.
You know, that's the thing. So like you're meant to carry it along, but it's just I'll tell you what happened. Okay, this is something that is just twisted. It's like a scam. But recently, ever since COVID, there's been a lot of pressure on the lower folks like myself, like people like I'm moving into a senior position now, but like the position that I was before, I was doing a lot more than I should have been doing.
Yeah.
Which meant that the time that was meant to be allocated to a bit of just so even flicking one page to see what like I didn't even know what my exam was about until I reached my leave for the study.
Wow.
You know, and there are modules that I did not even open a book for until 4 weeks before it, and I'm hoping to pass. So yeah.
Crazy.
So it is mad like that it's just at this stage it's actually very rough. It's some of the things aren't as realistic. It's not the way it was built to be. So I think it's going to need a rejig because I mean there's things we look at such as like pass rates. Can you imagine like literally on the day of the exam results they will publish who passed?
Damn, and
Everyone
send it
sees,
to
like,
everybody.
oh.
So everyone can see.
That's sickening.
This person failed.
Terrible culture, I'll tell you that. Okay.
Yeah, there's a sound terrible.
And make,
Yeah,
and,
can you
but
imagine
It's
being a grown
incentivized
up?
you to not fail though, because you don't want to look like a fool in front of everybody else.
I'll tell you the cost of failing. It is the cost of repeating the exam, which is there's a fee about €115, and there's also a bonus as well.
Do you have to pay for that?
Yeah, that's when the person repeats. I'm not saying if I repeat, God forbid. You know, I've never had to repeat any exam so far. I've passed on the first sitting so far, so thank God.
Yeah.
But like, you know, it's the repeat paper, that fee, and the bonus you lose out on.
Yeah, you don't get your
So
bonus.
quantify that all together.
It's a lot.
It's
of
a
money.
lot of
Yeah.
money. It's
a lot of
painful.
money.
And you know, like I feel like this profession, and I want to talk about this as well, like it really could, affect someone's ability to keep a relationship going. I'll tell you that.
Absolutely.
Tell us more about that.
Because, okay, first of all, there's the fact that you're getting paid peas, okay? Like
No.
peanuts.
No.
So you can't be going on crazy holidays. Like, I mean, fine. Like, I kind of just had my own priorities straight, and I'm grateful for the person that I was with, during this period. Like, she didn't put that much pressure on me. But I know folks who, in their relationships, like maybe married folks as well, where like their spouse would want to go on holidays and they're literally stuck in studying.
Yeah.
During the summer, and as well as that, I mean, literally, you probably can't really afford to do it
the way you want to do it. Exactly.
So there's that, and obviously the pressure when it comes to exam period. Like, I mean, if you think I'm not on the group chats, do you think I'm actually talking to anyone? Really? And even if I'm talking to someone, like I'm literally like, all right, I need to go now. Like, and that sucks really. So I mean, I hate to say it, but this has been my life for the past 3 years.
Yeah. No, look at it. But then you also have this whole thing about like the finance sector. Like I know this because I know I have a lot of friends in the big four and so on and so forth. But you have like not just in consulting, some auditors, some whatever in the finance sector, finance bros such as yourself. The party scene is also very heavy there. As much as you guys have to work, study, somehow you also fit partying. And I've heard some crazy stories of some Christmas parties or even some general nights out.
Yeah.
Because I've
Some
had a lot.
WhatsApp voice notes.
I can just say that before, when I was living with my friends in our apartment, sometimes we would have guys from some big four company there at 7 a.m. still off on some substances. So like, what's the story there? How do you guys fit all of that in?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, it's just unfortunate that I, for one, work in the graveyard of finance at the moment. I'm looking to get out, But I feel like, generally we do have our times when we we have Christmas parties. Like any other corporation anyway. Like mine, for example, they took us to Guinness. We took over the entire place for one of our Christmas parties. The summer that I joined, that was actually a very cool summer because there was a lot of summer parties, barbecues and everything. I mean, you get drink tokens and then obviously the tab is open after, depending on if your team partner is there, they probably extend and, sort you out. And that was fun. And even like before we started as well, our intake for our graduate program, we were taken out very well. I think we were the last week that were taken out like that since COVID. So they'll literally book an entire, lounge for us. And there was one time we actually did our own like in-house poker kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Where we had Deloitte printed monies and all that kind of
and
stuff.
Everything.
I might send you a footage. You might show that on the screen if you want to, at your own discretion. And that was pretty fun. We had that going for us. I mean, like it depends on the groups. Like I'll tell you one thing. There's a group chat from my intake. And I'm not in it. So, like...
That tells you what you need to know.
These folks are probably out doing matins and all that, and I don't really know what's going on.
They're like, he's not that guy. He's not that guy.
I'm not that guy. But I feel like generally, like, there is the work hard, play hard culture is there for us. Like, way before COVID, I would have probably seen it where on Thursday night, at least, people are going out. It's Thursday night. Go out days. And I'm sure people were having fun then. And all sorts was going on. I think that's how maybe one of the directors was able to find his current wife right now.
God damn, imagine.
Yeah.
Being awful, God knows what, doing God knows.
But you needed those sort of opportunities to be out like that. Obviously, no one is trying to marry any other person right now. It's not possible. Maybe it's on all those group calls you be having in the morning. You're like, she's cute. Start hitting her up on Skype later on in the day. It's not happening, no.
Oh, man.
And your Trinity friend must have been ready for this because she was doing it through college.
Ooh, going out and working.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll tell you what about him actually, and I don't know if he's ever going to see this, but they've got a family business, out in Waterford.
Oh, in Waterford.
Okay.
On one of the nicest. It's really good. As in, like, I was talking to a friend just separately, and she was telling me how herself and her girls are going to this place, and I'm like, yo, what is this place? It's called Pink's, by the way, the cantina in Waterford. And
Shout out to that.
Yeah, it's actually really good.
Yeah.
So his family's behind that. I'm sure they probably got other things going on.
Yeah.
He hasn't told me about that, but he's, you know, you can tell this guy's profile is very discreet.
Very discreet, calm, chilling.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So that mean because everyone kind of knows about the whole, you know, scene and finance of, you know, substances, partying and whatever. You know, it's like, you know, coke is your best friend, like literally for a lot of those guys, and I've seen it with my own two eyes.
Yeah.
But I've seen it. I'm just gonna say it because I don't give a shit, because like I'm not saying all your names. I've seen it more from the PwC guys.
PwC guys.
And
I've heard stories from them too.
EY guys.
Oh,
then I have
yes.
seen it though from the KPMG and Deloitte guys, I will say.
Are you guys
If
just
you
are not
know-
giving any time?
If anyone sees this, they'll know what I want to say when it comes to EY. I'm not going to say yeah and get myself in trouble, because I'm like, you know, you never know what's coming.
You can't get a podcast
know?
shut down,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. No. But PwC people, I'm surprised now. You
Yeah,
know? I
no,
feel like
the guys I know they're all from PwC.
they've got their head on different.
Yeah.
Like, these guys are proper, like, work hard, play hard.
They're doing it.
You know,
Well, but sure,
they're
you,
the ones.
you
They're the
know,
ones you're looking for, not the guys in Deloitte. Okay,
guys.
I've never seen any drugs, any substance. The most I've seen is our people using cigarettes at our night parties and whatever. Like, no one's doing anything. Yeah, I know.
look, he's not getting in trouble from
Yeah,
Deloitte anyway.
Yeah,
He's saying good on your name. You should promote this guy.
Do you know what? If I had gone into investment banking, I feel like that's probably where I would have been, you know, exposed
To a lot
literally
more of
being,
that.
like, maintaining a very unhealthy lifestyle.
Yeah,
Okay?
investment banking
like the way
is
you put it.
definitely
You
an
know-
unhealthy lifestyle.
You know, where like right now, like I kind of knew for myself it wasn't for me. Like I
Yeah.
wasn't going to London, you know, after college. It wasn't for, imagine.
That's all. London is a whole different beast.
You know?
Those guys are.
And-
There's some of those guys are awake for like 4 days a week. Like, you know, just pure. They work till like 10, party, and then do it all again. And just,
And
Stay awake
50%,
throughout it.
yeah, a lot of people from my graduate group in economics.
Yeah.
Going
going to London.
Damn.
It's mad. It's a whole different beast. But you yourself also know a bit about like work hard, play hard. You were recently in Notting Hill Carnival. How was that?
Tell
I
us.
like none of us have gone. We've all seen this for a long time. We've all wanted to go. How is the experience, especially for someone coming from Ireland to Notting Hill Carnival? You're a black person, so you understand the scene a bit.
Yeah.
You know, how was it as a first time experience?
It was amazing.
Amazing.
It was good.
That was the smell of there was nyash everywhere.
You know, I'm begging you. Can we show your people like some footage that I've got?
We can,
you know?
we can.
Because it was mad. Obviously, like it started from Sunday. Like first of all, I did not know anything about Notting Hill either. It was my cousin who gave me the idea to go. She was like telling me earlier in the summer, oh, you know, Carnival is later on that so weekend. Like like we did the weekend after I finished my exams. So obviously, we're going out. So I arrived on Saturday into London. I was staying in Notting Hill actually.
Oh, where specifically in Notting Hill?
I was staying in Prince Square.
Oh, yeah.
So W2, West London. I didn't know anything about this before, but I was like, this is my first time to be in London and actually like know London a little bit, because I've never actually tried.
Yeah,
you know?
okay.
So it was the first time for a lot of different things. So I went out, did my little thing on Saturday, met up with people.
Were you by yourself?
I traveled by myself thanks to this guy. This guy was doing something else.
Yeah, I was busy that weekend.
Yeah.
Like I had a guest.
Stuff.
So
But I'll tell you what, I was better off. Okay. At the end of the weekend, fuck you. I'm telling you, that Saturday was fun because I had different things to do. I'm telling you, like, met up with people on Saturday. I didn't even get back to where I was staying. By the way, I'm not even going to tell you right now. I was staying in a youth hostel. In a party hostel. I'm telling you.
wow. Nah, that means it was mad.
Do you know what? Because I was like, whatever. And it worked out in my favor because I was not in one place for anything longer than 5 hours. You know? I was barely sleeping. It was go. You know, like the day I arrived, went to White City or something.
Yeah.
Went to play mini golf in there. At dinner, went to Inish. You know, you need to go to Inish. You've been to Inish already? The Nigerian restaurant?
No, I haven't.
Yeah,
in London, I haven't gone.
You both have to try it. And you'll have to get palm wine as well, because I got that. They actually serve that in the bottle.
Do they? But
It's
I don't
not
even drink,
authentic.
so what was that
Oh,
going
come
to take?
on. Like, it's not that. It's just
not
like
that
literally.
deep.
It's just like.
Say that to my dad.
Oh, yeah. Palm wine. You let him drink emu, okay? That's the Yoruba name for it. But yeah, so did that. I ended up in Luton. that night.
In Luton.
Yes.
In what?
Yeah,
How do
whatever.
you go from?
Yeah, I know. It was a long journey.
That's-
I was like, but that's the thing. I was sitting in the youth hostel. I didn't really care.
Yeah.
Like, it's
You're
like,
just going with the
whatever.
flow.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're just
And
going
I
with the
did that,
flow.
and it was amazing. I mean, 6 a.m. then I was in Luton Airport. Not that I was leaving, but I was seeing off someone, and then I was going down again, down to the center again. on the bus.
You can't be okay. So,
Yeah,
so,
yeah,
Saturday,
what? Sorry,
so
what?
Saturday you're there, right?
Yeah.
They're doing the bits, whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
What goes on in the youth hostel? You can't tell us you're in the youth hostel without telling us what kind of madness.
Like,
did
who's
you,
there? Like,
you
what
know,
are you doing? What are you
Because
talking about?
Notting Hill Carnival is Saturday, Sunday, Monday.
It
right?
is, yes. Like, there's not much going on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, Sunday is mad, but it's not as
Yeah,
mad as
but
Monday.
Monday is the main thing. So Saturday, how was the streets like? And then lead into the youth hostel because that's the piece de resistance. How the hell did you go
Youth
from?
hostel is it's like a mixture of different people anyway. They've got this group chat anyway. They do like a family dinner.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, free as well.
Wait, is there a lot of people in the youth hostel, or is it like a
It's
small?
it's a lot of people. You don't actually see everyone, but like everyone's doing different things. The
Yeah.
only thing is that like obviously everyone there are youths. Like you can't be there and be over the age of like 33, 35. So everyone else.
So
wow.
33-year-olds are
Okay.
youths now.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's kind of mad. Not
Do you know
gonna
some people
lie.
take a while to grow?
I understand, but
Do you know?
so you have some.
What do you mean 33? Really?
Man, can you imagine? I know, no.
But
It's,
you have
that-
like a
that-
17-year-old and a
they're still, like,
30-year-old.
and they wouldn't even
I know,
realize.
no, but what I'm saying is like you're gonna have like some 20-year-old something like girl,
So-
and then some 32-year-old Don who's like, yeah, what you said.
It is what it is. Like I mean,
It's not even
age
that
of
bad
consent.
when you really think about it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's not.
Like if it's like a 16-year-old, it's a different story.
No, you're not. You can't be 16 going in there. Like,
Yeah, you'd have to be 18.
21. It's 21. I
Oh,
think
is it
it's
21?
Oh, that's-
21.
that's
yeah.
fine.
All right,
That's
that's
fine.
calm.
Come on.
Some dunnies.
Come on.
I would have put this past some dunnies. I'm not gonna lie. You
Yeah,
know?
no, like they give you this strap as well to kind of like show when you go inside, and after like you get texted into the group chat where everyone's going, what
Damn,
nightclub
they-
they're going to.
That's pretty good though.
It
I
was
like
a
that.
Because that means you have like a
So,
crowd,
yeah.
and so like even if you don't have people yourself that you find that you can go to something,
Mm.
you can go with that group, and it's a big
Absolutely,
group.
and I think that was a big selling point for me as well to actually go with it. I was like, let me just try this out. But at the end of the day, I didn't need them. I didn't need them. I was
This guy got to Luton.
I ended up in Luton. Like I did not even sleep that night. I ended up coming back in the morning.
For the people at home who don't understand, from where he was to Luton is probably about 2-3 hours.
It was long.
About 2-3 hours.
It was long.
Deep that.
Yeah. No. It's like one of those things, like one of those movies that you watch where they literally have a long night, the hangover.
Yeah, the hangover, essentially.
You know?
This guy did the hangover in London.
So yeah, that was it. And then the next day was Sunday. Slept for a bit actually, because obviously you're in the room with different people. So I had my eye mask on, I had my earphones in.
Yeah, he didn't want to be hearing any of the noises that was going on
I was
there.
listening to DJ Khaled, God did, you know. It was beautiful. That was my time to actually go through
He
the
was
album.
just, I can just
Oh,
imagine
those-
him with his mask.
Yeah.
Like,
You know, I'm telling you, like, we're about to go in for another round of this now. The next day, it was literally like, obviously, there was a bit of parade. It was a family day. Sunday was family
Yeah.
day. Sunday, I believe, was the day I saw India's lookalike, not India. And that
Oh.
was painful. I was like,
Is the camera out?
I want India, not you. But I still saw her. She walked past me and everything. But yeah, it was very crowded. I went to get one of those street foods, but I couldn't. And then, as much as I tried, I went to different places, like literally. And yes, Notting Hill brings back a lot of money to the economy.
yeah,
Cause I'm telling you, people were spending it. Like every stall was packed.
was packed.
And like you could walk a 500-meter radius. Every single one of them was
Was
packed.
packed.
And it got to a stage where I just got myself like one of those meat pie look-alike things and Coke, and I just like, yeah, I'm not getting food from this. And I even give up on it because I was like, I don't want to get food poison either. So I was like,
Because
yeah.
you have to also think, like, how are they, one, making it as fast as they can, and two, they're definitely running out of ingredients.
But I don't know, because like a lot of people who have been, and I've heard them talk about it, they always say how good the food is there.
But Caribbean food, like, you
Yeah.
know,
They're
it's
obviously
good.
tasty
Jerk
and
chicken,
everything. You know, I
tasty.
can make tasty food,
Yeah.
but it's not probably not going to be good for you. Like, you know. And I appreciate that. Look, for some people, it might be the first time they're tasting food like that. But I've been to London before, and you literally go in. There's a lot of different Jamaican.
Yeah,
joints
Jamaican,
around.
a lot of
I was
Jamaican
like,
joints.
why? I was literally had to ask myself because it was something I wanted to do because literally the smell, the environment, it's
You were-
Of course, yeah.
You were intoxicated.
They're like, I want the money, give me, you know.
You know, but the thing is, like, especially for us, like, Caribbean food, African food. We're used to that. We're used
telling you.
like we've had like I remember even when I was young, I had jerk chicken and stuff like that. So it's never that deep. But I guess for like a lot of the more like the white people who are going there for the first time, you know, especially
Indians
since like
as well.
right now this Notting Hill was massive because
one.
COVID was fucking long, so
Yeah.
and it's the first one after COVID, so there was a lot of people who were like, I just want to party, and some people who would have never even thought about Notting, they're like, I'm going to go. And especially since like if you think about it, black culture has exploded since like the end of COVID. Like this,
It has,
absolutely. Like it was already big, but now African culture is out there. So a lot of people are like, nah, let's go, Notting, let's go. So like for them,
Yeah,
it's
but all
like,
the people that I've heard talk about the food were Nigerian, so
yeah, but still, they're not real Nigerians because
I mean, just
if you know, jerk chicken is good, but it's not as good as Nigerian
Some
food.
other stuff. I mean, so that was Sunday. I mean, even at Sunday as well, I was just like, there were points where I was very anxious. I was like, this is mad. Like, this is a lot of people.
I saw some videos
crazy.
hard to get through.
Oh no, that was like Sunday. I thought I was scared on Sunday. You know, wait till Monday.
didn't know what was coming.
Do you
right?
know? I'm telling you. But even even on Sunday, I had to go over to West London because I had a games night with my former housemate. He was holding
Okay,
one
cool.
with his girlfriend. So and that was a thing though. When you're on Notting Hill grounds, which is where I was staying anyway, the internet is not working.
Oh yeah, too many.
No coverage.
Too many people. There's
So
no
can you
way.
imagine me as a grown adult? I was lost for an hour. I did not know where to go. The policemen did not even know either. Like they did not know where was what. You know, I just kept on walking around. And I was looking at WT. I was like, I just need to keep on these streets. And then eventually I asked like 5 policemen. They didn't even know where I was meant to go. I asked one. They just like, just keep walking this direction.
Yeah.
So I kept on walking until I got far away from the crowd. Then my internet was working again. I was like, oh, no.
You should have just downloaded the maps, man.
Download the maps. You think I'm good at reading maps like that? What do you mean download the maps?
You know,
I
on
have to
Google
be able to
Maps,
see
you
my geo.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
If
was
you
a
download,
thing.
yeah,
I
you see a lot
wasn't
of
ready.
people. A lot of people don't know that. Here's a tip for you: you can download massive areas on Google Map, and then as long as you have like sat nav, which is your geolocation on your phone, which you can use Google Maps like normal,
Without any
except it just doesn't show you like times and stuff like that.
Oh,
It just shows
it
you
shows
the
you where
route.
you are. Oh.
That is all.
You know what? I wish I knew that. I did not know, and I feel like a lot of people did not know that.
No,
either.
it's-
they were actually going around.
The reason I knew it is because when we first went to Japan, I was worried that I might not be able to get like data sim or,
Or, like,
anything like that
understand
or whatever.
the
So I
language.
downloaded the map of like Osaka and all those places to
Yeah.
use, but I didn't even need it because I ended up getting like a sim over there to use for data. But yeah,
Interesting. I
Tips.
mean, yeah, but like on Sunday, then I didn't have much of an issue on Sunday because, Sunday I went to the games, and after I found my way, went to games night. It took me 3 hours to get from where I was back to my place. So that was another night where I was not sleeping on time. I was barely sleeping. So the next day is the actual day. So I go around and I'm looking for a shirt to wear on that day.
for Monday.
Yeah, and I'm literally going around the shops, and there's one man, and he's going around as well. And he's like, I think we're looking for the same thing. So I ended up making a friend with this older man, and literally we find a shirt anyway. Get into Carnival, and the minute I step into the crowd, I see people that I know.
What?
Yeah.
On the Monday?
On the Monday.
What are the
On
odds?
the busiest day,
You know,
you
the-
somehow see people that you know.
And this is like a group of like 6 guys, and oh my goodness, yeah, I was like, oh, this is amazing. Like, these are Brandon Array, he was one of them,
Yeah.
and a few guys from Trinity. One of the guys that I met at the games night the night before, right there as well. I was like, perfect.
In London, in Notting Hill Carnival.
We're good. I'm just like,
odds.
I'm following them. We're having fun. Myself and these boys, guys are
Nash.
they're grabbing girls and they're doing their
So
thing.
tell us about the whining. How was it?
Do you know?
Because in your position, Henry, let's not lie, he's a good-looking guy, he's buff, whatever. How did you find it to obtain wines?
Do you know what? Yeah, first of all, I had to respect myself before anything, okay? I had to respect myself before anything. Well, this is my long story. Things were going on around me, yes, whatever. Quick few seconds, whatever. But I'll tell you what, there are 3 people you should not go to Notting Hill Carnival with. Number 1, don't go with your girlfriend. Number 2, don't go with your family member, okay? Like, female, maybe your brother. No, don't go with any of them, because what happened was that my cousin, who I told you, she was around as well, but she was by herself, and she might be watching this. Love you and everything, but nah, you almost ruined my Notting Hill experience. Because I had to go back and get her, and obviously we were together for a good chunk of the day after I met up with the boys, because I was with the boys, we were having so much fun, and I had to go back for her. And it was even the case that I didn't even know how far we had gone, because I just kept on going with them.
Yeah, you didn't even know the location.
I didn't care. And that was the thing about Monday, was that at the end of the day, I was not looking for where I needed to go, because I was literally roaming about for the entire thing.
And that's all you had to do.
The third person you shouldn't go to Notting Hill with, just don't go in a big crowd. I'll tell you that, because you're going to lose people.
Absolutely.
And I ended up losing my cousin for a while, which was kind of good. And she would understand that, because obviously when she had gone, other things was going on. But yeah. And I also witnessed almost 2 stampedes while I was there. So I'll tell you, that's another thing you need to look out for.
Just people, are they running from something, or just trying to get to a point?
People just go mad, you don't know who's pushing and struggling and coming your way. I was going to say, short people generally should be worried for them.
They're suffering.
They're
suffering.
They will probably be the number 3. You might go with your crowd. Make sure you're all big, tall boys. You can because when I was with the guys, I wasn't really losing them, because if you see one of them, you might see
the other one. Yeah.
All kind of link. Maybe one person might get lost. Brandon was the kind of guy that was kind of leading and going off and doing his own thing. But the rest of us were still kind of clustered together, so we're fine. But if you're with shorter people, they will struggle.
There's good struggle
in those crowds, man.
Would you say, as everyone's saying, it's if your girlfriend goes to Notting Hill or your boyfriend goes to Notting Hill, just forget about it.
Same thing.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it. Just for that weekend, just forget them. Because
I've seen things where it's they're still going on with me at the end of the night. And
I saw that TikTok.
and I totally understand that. I get that part. Even though for me, I just say, just don't go with them. Yeah. I don't want to see, because somebody might, I had one guy looking at me just randomly, and he just got me. He's like, "Come here." It's like, her. And I was like, I'm good, bro. Thanks very much. I'm good. Can you imagine, literally, I've not seen this guy from anywhere.
He's like, yo, catch your wine, bro.
Do you know, her, and he's pointing at someone, and so that could be your girl.
It could be.
But okay, the real thing that I'll ask you is would you care if your girl was there and whining, but you didn't see, obviously, she's there or doing whatever? Would you care? Because obviously you were there, you caught whines, but sometimes it might have just been a whine and then you move on. So would you care about
it's
that?
You're at home and you can't go, and your girl's like, I'm gonna go with the girls to Notting Hill.
Oh, I can't go.
How
I'm sorry, do you know what, insecurities, man. I need to be there as well, at my own side. At another side of it, it's a big,
But what if you can't? That's the thing. How do you feel? Do you let her go?
I just, she's got to go. She's got to go. You've got to trust the person you're with as well.
Let's say, but would you care if she was catching wine?
I don't want to see it though.
No, you don't want to see it. But would you care?
Obviously.
But let's say this: you have one scenario here, right? She's there. She's giving wine here, there, right? Sometimes, but then nothing else. Just wine. Move on. She's just having fun with the girls. What do you take of that scenario? Is that a girl just having fun, or is that a girl cheating or disrespecting you or something?
Do you know what? It is not an old carnival. It just happened. Yeah. It's fine. But they need to ask, how many?
He's like, there's a limit to how much wine is that.
Because I get where Luca was coming from with Gemma thing, when she was doing a bit too much. One of the challenges, how come you're the only one out of all the girls?
The real question is it how many or how long each wine was?
But what if she said, I don't remember.
Do you know what? Yeah,
but which one matters more? The length of the wine or the amount of wine?
Can I just cut this? By saying you just don't want to know? You don't want to know. You don't want to find out.
You said you want to know how many.
If you were to find out, which one would be worse for you?
Okay, do you know what? If I was to find out, it would be very bad to just know that she was going around just doing it over and over. Not just being okay, look, that's enough. I'll go with a boyfriend. Because I feel with me, one thing I will do in that situation is that I won't even directly show that I'm annoyed. Yeah. I'll just start annoying you by talking about it and bringing it up and just saying a bunch of,
stuff.
Yeah. I'm that guy.
How about you? Let's say I imagine I wasn't busy that weekend. I went to Notting Hill with him, and I was out there catching wine.
No,
left,
you're
right,
gonna
and
be
center.
busy regardless of what you were doing.
Yeah, but no, let's say I was out there catching wine left, right, and center. But you obviously not seeing it or whatever. Do you care that I'm up there? Do you
Yeah.
think? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, that's my boundary
Yeah.
in my relationship. Like, you can't be going around playing like
Okay,
that.
but how about you're here now? You don't know. Would you be stressing if you were here and I was there?
No, I wouldn't be stressing because I trust you.
And that's how it needs to be. That's how it
Yeah,
needs to
you
be.
see that?
And just nip it right there.
You
Nip
see,
it right there.
Deep it. You can't be on this level.
Can't be
This
on
is
level
years of
trust.
training and
You
practice.
know, he's got street cred.
Street credibility.
Down
But no,
Nicoletta
honestly,
Street.
like I love all those TikToks. Like, oh, if your girl is not in love,
Yeah,
she's
those were
not
the
your
good
girl
ones.
anymore.
Those were good. Those were good. Those were good. I mean, the atmosphere was very good. I mean, you must have seen the video I sent you where at night time, like after everything had gone quiet, people were still going around with different groups. I mean, obviously there was a stabbing just around the area that I was just a few minutes before that, but still, regardless of that, like
Everyone's to move.
it was.
But
it was
so,
good
did you
vibes.
need to go to any clubs actually that weekend you were there, or you were just in on
Was
the
there
streets?
time for clubs?
Yeah, did you even have time for clubbing?
Oh no, after party is a big thing.
Thank God, it's
Notting Hill
it's
after
cheap,
party.
it's free.
It's not free. I
Eh?
ended up going to one. I paid £15 to get in.
Into someone's house.
No, it wasn't in someone's house though. It was like a big thing I found on Eventbrite. Obviously, when you're not from the area,
Yeah.
obviously this was where my solo trip caught me out. This
Yeah.
last bit, where at this point I was like, okay, it's fine. I've had a good weekend anyway. So
Yeah.
okay, I'll take this L. But I ended up going to the after party. I didn't have a lot of people at it, and it was still far to get to. And I still paid £15 to get in. I just got myself a drink, just something light, you know, my nightcap, because I was going home after.
You know?
Do you know?
Man, that's insane. Do you know? Let me say something. The last time we were in London, the last night, Wole made me take that because we went out and then we were going out and he went somewhere for whatever reason. Okay, made us take a 40-minute taxi to go to LA Lounge. We were in that, it was like £40 or whatever each or whatever. Now I don't even remember, £20, £30, something. It was some amount. And we were stuck outside LA Lounge for like an hour. We didn't even get in. And then we took another taxi home.
But you had paid the £40, didn't you?
We had to pay the money. And then we paid the money to go home. As well.
£40.
Just to
Did
go.
you get your tickets online as well, is it?
No, thank God we didn't pay for the tickets to get in. But I still had to pay £40 or like £60 in the total for a taxi to go there. We fell asleep on the taxi coming back. In the end of the day, he was happy. But for me, I was like, God, that was long. That was...
He was happy.
He was... Because, you know, in the end of the day, he secured his story. He was happy with himself.
He secured his night.
You know? But me, I was like, damn. I could have been sleeping in the hotel room right now. And I would be £60
You know
charge.
what? Do you know that's the thing though? I realized at that point that sometimes when you have those options, it's actually a game of like Russian roulette or like gambling where you just don't know what
You
you're going to
literally
get.
don't know what you're going to get.
You know, and that was it with me, and I was just like.
But would you not have just went to where all the people inside your youth thing went
Yeah.
that night?
Do you know what? It was actually the case that with one of them from my room, like who were deciding together where we would go.
Oh,
So
and you
she
both
was
took
looking
the
for the same thing as well, right? I took the L because I didn't follow her to where she was going, because where I was going said Afrobeat, and that sold me.
Yeah,
I
but
was sold
They
on the
lied.
Afrobeat part.
wow, but in
I
England,
was like,
bashment
this
is
one, I'm going to
huge.
find my own people there.
Your own people
so She
there.
was a Caucasian, all right.
Yeah. You're like, nah, my people are going here. Trust
You know,
me.
I think my people
And then
are-
where she went is where they were.
She would know. She would know better.
She
She
know-
knows what she's there for.
Yeah, no, she really did know stuff though. And this girl, she was actually interesting because she went out that night. She had to be up the next day at 7.
Damn.
She came back
Yeah.
and she was up at 7.
Oh,
She
damn.
had work.
Okay.
She was going to be on a meeting at 8 o'clock with some. Can you imagine this girl? I was like,
Whoa, that's mad.
I was like,
That's mad. That reminds me of like even the same time as last time we went to London. Like, damn you, he got up at like 6. You know, then after we went out that night, and like his flight, and he got home where all of us we all missed our flights.
that's mad.
All of us who had flights in the afternoon missed our flights, but him who had the
Imagine.
flights in the morning got his
That's
flights.
crazy, guys.
No,
It's mad, yo.
Lacking.
no, but nothing was good then.
Nothing was
What-
good.
So what? So besides those 3 tips, what would you give tips for the man them to be in a situation to secure wine and not look like a creep?
I watched a video about this. I came ready.
He's like, I was ready.
I was ready. Obviously, don't wear pants like I'm wearing today, tracksuit pants.
Okay.
Giving away that. Apparently, that's for people that you know that they've never been to Carnival before. You know? And
to be honest, I can't even imagine why I would wear tracksuit
Yeah.
pants. I wouldn't go to like a night out wearing tracksuit pants. Why would I go to?
But it's a full day now. You want to feel comfortable. I came in with shorts. Obviously, I wasn't that prepared where I had to go and buy my shirts in the morning. I paid £28 for that shirt, man. On a good day, I will not go and buy shirts like that. So obviously, I knew after the Sunday, I was like, okay, for the next day, being the proper day, you want to come in with a nice, good shirt. Might even send you a picture to show what I was wearing that day.
This guy's like, let me
just so you see, I'm not, so there was that. Another thing is that obviously, you might want to wear a singlet.
Singlets.
True
Jamaican man.
But then there were some people, they were like, I think in this video that I watched, it said that these are the guys that are proper, they've secured it.
Yeah.
They were ready, full on 12 months of gym for them to come out and be topless on this day. I'm telling you, if you're topless, put whatever glitter on yourself, wear a flag, you're collecting, honestly.
Wine is coming to you.
I'm telling you. Obviously, people like myself, you have to be more reserved. I still know who I am, even though I'm over there. I saw a lot of people that I knew.
Yeah.
Some were like, what are you doing here?
Is that not mad though? Every time, like, we go to London, there's always bare Irish people there.
I think London is an extension of Ireland.
It might as well be. Like that night we went out the last time in London, there was bare Irish people in the club. I was like, what is this? Am I in Dublin right now? Like, what is going on? I saw more Irish people than I saw British people.
That's crazy, isn't it? Yeah, no, like, it is mad like that. I don't know, like, I want to be one of them. Like, I feel like London is a vibe. I've never, like, my London experience hasn't really gotten there.
Oh, are we hearing Last Trip to London?
Last Trip to London? I don't know. You got to watch the space, man. Watch the space. I think I'm going to launch a social media presence very soon anyway. So, you probably see... You'll see what I'm going to be at, yeah. But yeah.
Fair enough. I want to touch a little bit on relationships because I guess we always talk about that on this podcast. It's what we're here to do.
Interesting, yeah.
So I assume you're single.
Yes, I am single right now. I'm single.
Okay, that was a very complicated single.
Why was it so
It was a very complicated single.
As I said, I've known relationship for a long time. Like, I mean, I've done it for the best part of the last 10 years, which is crazy. And for different reasons, at the end of the day, you just have to be like, this is not working.
Yeah.
So it's kind of very weird to say, like, I'm single because it's not really something that, like, I'm used to either, So, oh, man, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Would you do the past 10 years again if you were to relive the...
Oof. I mean, we said something crazy to each other at one point.
Yeah?
Yeah, where someone had said, I'm not going to say who, but it was almost kind of like, it wasn't said in a joke, but, behind every joke, we always said this, out of the fullness of the heart, the mouth speaks. That's a Bible verse, okay?
Yeah.
I was like, someone did say, you ruined my life.
Goddamn.
And from my perspective, okay, well, I would have said, there are different things I would have wanted to do differently at different stages where I could have easily not been in Ireland right now just because of that. Because of the path that I was going, being in a very cosmopolitan campus in Trinity. There was just different ideas, different pathways. So, but obviously I held on. The relationship kind of like guided a lot of my decisions at that point, and so that's why something like that was able to come out of one of our, we both kind of said it in a way, and that's crazy.
That's one thing, because like relationships do actually kind of dictate, like you'd never realize, but dictate a lot about what you decide to do. Because like a lot of the time when I was growing up, I wanted to go to London or go to America, but half the reason not even half, majority of the reason I didn't go was because of her. She couldn't go at the time, So I was just like, there's no point in me leaving, because if I leave, it'll end the relationship. So I stay for the relationship.
That's interesting. I'll tell you what my ex did tell me, but she told me recently, where's my English going? And she said, she rightfully pointed out that, okay, because from my point of view, my reason being, because of all the different like off and on that was kind of going on, there were times that I was starting to think like a single person.
Yeah.
So I was making plans for myself and not thinking about her.
Yeah.
I was saying things like, even though it was saying like it was in my heart, and like obviously I probably really did want to do it. I probably really did want to take that step, do that thing, but obviously I wasn't thinking about her. So obviously, like, things were not going to work out long term because I'd still have that what if in the back of my mind because I allowed myself to start thinking that way, which was it was rough. It was rough. Yeah. I mean, look, we could have done an entire episode about this, but I'm glad we're only bringing it up now because there's only so much I can tell you right now.
It's about another half an hour left.
Oh, what are you saying?
Nicola like, I'm about to squeeze you for everything you have.
Listen. So, I think towards the start you were saying how you were doing trips to London to see your partner, whatever, and it sounds like you're doing a lot for someone that you care about. So, what do you expect from your partner? What should they bring to the table?
Ooh. Oh yes, one thing I do say a lot of the times, and I'll hold on to this forever. Just being I'd appreciate someone that's very like solution oriented. So in every situation, there's always something. It's either in me at the earlier stage, thinking of, how do we actually catch up and keep up? It's not that I'm flying over, and while I'm flying over, I still have to travel on another bus to get to where you are, but you'll meet me halfway. That way we have a solution, and it's like, there are different things going on. It's like, we want to do this, but at the earlier stages, like, we really had a few restrictions, so like, we'd do things like, what if we brought this person along, and it would be the case that you're working together. Like, that is one thing like I adore the most from anybody. Like, obviously now you want someone that really does meet you halfway. Like, I was very grateful, I'm going to say this over and over again, like, loads of respect for my immediate ex. I don't know about the other one. But she always was a giver, and like I never really felt like I was ever doing too much and not getting enough back. And I feel like for anybody that ever settled with, like, that has to be there. Like, I'm sorry, I'd rather be alone for the rest of my life. You know what I mean? Because, and for that reason, like, there's a, like, I mean, look, when you're dating, it's a very, very complicated area to be in, actually. Sometimes, because you've got these different things you really are looking for. And I'm in that stage where I really kind of added good in terms of like just personality wise and a lot of different things. So I've got to say.
But then, would you say that this is going to be a sticky one for you, despite them being good to you? Did you have drifting eyes a lot in your relationship? And would you say that the drifting eyes, if you did have them, caused problems within your relationship?
Absolutely.
We're knowing the answer.
I already knew the answer.
I mean, look, it is what it is,
It is.
But you know what? Another thing I would say, and I always kind of stress this, even though it's not like it's not a get out of jail free card. Like, it's just the case that I always want to be at a stage where I know better. And I felt like for how long it had been, and the different things that just didn't go right, I just did not. I just did not. It wasn't in me to kind of know what to do or even act upon what I even knew what to do. Like,
exactly.
So like, why isn't this?
And you feel like, at least with it happening, gave you the experience for you to know better now, and be like, whatever, maybe, who knows?
Yeah, exactly.
Next future girlfriend,
short.
He might still have drifting eyes on. So,
oh my goodness,
Beware.
If anybody just let me take my time.
Yeah, just let him take.
Do you know?
This is a cop-out statement. Like,
let me take my time. Because I saw something recently that there are some guys that will give you the boyfriend experience.
They'll give you the boyfriend experience.
And then later they'll
tell you they're
not looking for something serious. Am I one of them?
Are you
Very
one
cheeky
of
of you to ask me like that.
And he's like,
are you part of the problem?
I am part of the problem, but it doesn't matter for my future girlfriend.
Do you know what? I feel like to some extent, like, it's just something in my own personality anyway. Like, I'll do that for almost anyone.
But then would you say, like, as you're single now, you're entertaining multiple people for, like, and are you clear with them that you're single and you're just entertaining, or is it a situation of, like, how sometimes also Nigerian boys you be selling a dream? I know a lot of boys are selling dreams.
Yeah.
Are you selling dreams?
That's crazy. Like, I feel like I have to kind of consider who I'm dealing with first of all.
He's like, depending on how you are, I might be able to tell you the truth.
I am absolutely being serious. Like, that's it. Like, I need to evaluate your situation. If you're someone, like, and there is something that's just based on where I'm coming from, I don't want to do the same thing again.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like above anything, it's more important that, like, I'm evaluating your situation. Are you someone that you're just at that nick of the time where you don't want games at all? You don't want, like,
Yeah.
or are you someone that actually, you know,
You're just free spirited.
yeah, like, and I feel like on that basis, it will determine how much I will tell you. You know, so for example, if you're someone that, yes, you need someone to be serious, I'm going to be open with you to be like, this is what's going on. This is how I feel right now. This is how I'm thinking. Is it still okay with you?
Yeah.
So you are entertaining multiple people.
Well,
Avoided your question.
In the nicest way possible, he's entertaining multiple people.
Oh, like, that's not how it was meant to come out. But look, if you want to put it that way, like, I feel like at the end of the day, everyone is in good hands. Okay.
So then,
That's fair enough.
you know, like, it's pretty interesting because there's a big contrast between you and Wale. Like, you know, you're both close to me, but when it comes to relationships, Wale is he likes relationships. You know, he loves the act of the whole thing, you know, doing the dates, doing the whatever, playing it up. But you're just there. What are you saying about yourself in comparison to that? Are you saying you would be the polar opposite or somewhere in the middle?
I give out to him all the time. I actually do, because I'm like, what are you talking about? Even though I feel like I can be very, very, like, weird with the things I say and whatever, my own ideas. But generally, like, my own expression of who I am is very different, you know, like when you do need me to stand in there in certain areas, I'll just, you know, I'll step up. I might not, and I feel like this is a problem in my past relationship, like, I might not be doing the old lovey-dovey stuff every day, like, you know.
What's your love language?
He's like me. I like it.
Oh, you know, I watched the episode of Wale. Act of service is definitely a big thing, you know. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You like doing things for the person
like,
you care about.
I feel like I can almost overdo it for a lot of it. Yeah, like, and sometimes I'm even like forcing some things on to be like, you know, like, why don't you try? You know, and I can start helping you. Like, and I did a lot of things, like, you know, obviously when my ex first relocated back here, I went to help out with a lot of things, but she didn't need my help at the end, though.
Yeah.
But it was a struggle.
She was an independent person.
Yeah, she is. It was a struggle at the start, though, where I was trying, and it was kind of like, even almost becoming an argument, because I'll be like, why aren't you doing it this way? You know, why aren't you doing it now like this? You know?
I could have helped you do it better.
Yeah, but, you know, I had to learn.
That's a big struggle too.
Oh my goodness, it's crazy. I mean, do I have a question for you guys? Can I ask a question?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
It's a two-way street, isn't it?
So who do you think is the most critical in the relationship?
Critical?
Oh, that's easy.
Yeah.
Absolutely me.
Yeah.
I think it's just, like, I think I kind of mentioned this before, like, in the Wale thing. It's like, I think because of, like, the whole engineering mindset, logic, and all that stuff, I'm a very critical thinking person. And I think I've lived my entire life always being cold and factual. And that caused me a lot of beef when I was young, and it still causes me a lot of beef in my life right now, but I've gotten better at it. I was a lot worse when I was younger.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, because of that, and because I'm close to Nicoletta, I think it's easy for me to be a lot more critical of her than of other people in my life. Because, like, I've gone to a point where I think I'm a lot better at, like, not being critical of people and being cold and calculated, because I know how people perceive it. But I'm so comfortable with her that I'm like, I can just do it. You know?
Yeah.
But it's not just her. Like, you, Wale, my friends. I think I'm very critical and cold to you guys, but that's because I care about you guys and I know you guys well.
Yeah, no,
so
it's a crazy one.
I feel like I don't have to hide my real self.
But on the, like, receiving end, then, like, I'm completely opposite. I'm very emotional, and I feel like it really helped. Like, his way really helped me in terms of becoming more critical, like, in, you know, day to day, or, like, not taking things as, like, to heart, and just being like, yes, no, kind of like how he is, like, it's black, white, move on. But at the same time, it did cause a lot of beef, and it still is sometimes, because I feel like he'd just be like this, and I'm like, Frug, you can't do this. You can't be like this. You need to understand that people have feelings, and they don't work the same way. I think communication has to be really, like, really up there, because otherwise we just wouldn't talk for weeks.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Wow.
It's vexing, isn't it?
Wow.
But I think he learned a lot from me as well.
Yeah.
I think,
He picked
that's
up
the
a lot.
learning thing though. Like, people do change. I mean, in this sort of like, environments,
Yeah.
you've got to
You have
mend
no
yourself.
choice. Like,
No.
you have
No
to.
choice. And I feel like I changed a lot over the years. Like, I mean, as a very virtue of the relationship that I was in. And sometimes I probably didn't even like the change.
You didn't even like the change.
I was like,
I'll agree with to that.
do you know what I mean? I was, oh my goodness. Like, and that's the thing. That's one of the things that, like, kind of stand to me, where as a result, it's making me much more reluctant to get into anything because, like, I kind of miss the way I used to
to
think
be.
and do things,
Yeah.
which is
Is
mad.
different. It's mad.
It's mad.
I do feel like it's funny. I'm about to say this because I was laughing. It's because this was recent, but in Love Island or whatever, like Tasha kept going to Andrew, being like, "Oh, what's it called? I'm not spontaneous.
Yeah.
I'm like being with you. I'm calm or chill." That's something I do feel like. I feel like before Nicoletta and for a long time while I was in Nicoletta, I'm a very, very spontaneous. I just did shit because I wanted to do shit. But obviously I was also young and did whatever and that thing. And I feel like I don't do that as much ever since I've been more and changed in the way that I'm like more thinking about things that I should do, because I'm like, oh, if something XYZ was to happen, how would you feel, and kind of thing. And it's like, oh, blah, blah, and even just simple things like doing stupid shit, because like, oh, if I get hurt, she's gonna be fucking stressing and crying or whatever,
Well, it depends on the level as well, because I feel like we have like different ideas of like spontaneity.
Yeah.
Like I'm the like get up at 5 a.m. catch sunrise, and he isn't.
How
He
does
is
that work
so
for
not
you?
like
Yeah,
that.
I am
Crazy.
not a 5 a.m.
He is not that guy.
Go
Like,
like
do you think you've kind of mended a little bit and kind of come in the
I have come a bit better, like like there was like I'm like whatever, but for me, like spontaneity is more like adrenaline based, just doing random shit just because I want, like just doing whatever. Whereas like for her, it's more like that, like kind of like waking up at 5 a.m. doing whatever, and I'm just like, what the
How
hell?
long has that
I need
been for?
for?
You always been like that?
I don't know. Like I feel like I always have been. I don't know. I just enjoy like
Since
life.
Tralee.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Always
Girls,
been-
man, they change you for good and bad.
You know what? I think it's really interesting because for a while I thought I was looking for someone that would be able to get me into trying to get more out of the day, kind of thing like that. And after a while, I kind of just gave into my partner's energy, where I just got lazy. Yeah, and that's the kind of stuff I'm trying to get back.
Yeah.
And at this time, so yeah, that's me.
Would you say you're like a traditional type of guy though when it comes to relationships?
Traditional, yeah. I guess it's traditional in a very toxic way, though.
Oh,
Damn.
explain.
You gotta explain. Like, you can't just say that and not move on.
If I am to be traditional, like I
Yeah.
try not to be, because I kind of go off the basis of what I saw at home.
Yeah,
with my parents.
very big Nigerian
So
traditionality.
I could have tried to adopt that a little bit, at some point. Maybe just in my expectations of, what you're meant to do, or what, And even for, not just for the person, but for how I would want my family to perceive them when we're around them.
Exactly.
That was where it was coming out. But over the years, I tried to just get out of my mind because, as I said to you, I play both sides, like Angela Valdez, And if you know what that means, it means like it could be anybody, And for that reason, I had to kind of get myself out of that traditional,
Totally. So a girl still has to cook and clean and stuff.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of it, Nicola.
I get it,
He's trying his best. He's trying his best. He's trying to get that Western mentality, bro.
I'm telling you, it's just for peace.
Just for peace. It's really just for peace. Because if it's not like that, you're just getting slandered everywhere.
Yes, every day is a battle. Otherwise.
Oh, there you have it,
Look at that.
everyone.
I hope you guys enjoyed. This guy spilled a lot for you. He's not gonna lie,
Yo.
a lot more. He's gonna. The funniest thing is gonna. I know, and he's going to look at this back later and be like, "Damn, I can't believe I said." Just like Wole, he'd be like, "I can't believe I."
Take it
said
down, take
those
it down.
things." But it's all
Did he
staying.
say take it down?
I'm
He's
not-
like, I'll come back and record it.
I am not cutting anything, and you'll probably see him again. Who knows?
No.
And the clips are going to emphasize the bits that you hate the most.
Yeah,
Oh, really?
like
Of
that's how
course.
Nicoletta records everything for the
Yeah.
clips, man. She's actually a dickhead. She even
That's
makes me look bad. Not gonna lie.
interesting.
So don't
On
worry.
purpose.
If you look bad, I look bad too.
We might have an awards, right? And the guest award at the end of maybe a few
should.
guests.
Yeah, maybe at the end of the year.
Should.
You know, see what they like. We'll do a thing of which guest got the most views. So you better start promoting this.
No.
Get everyone you know to promote.
This guy
it.
doesn't even have an Instagram.
Oh no, I'm definitely losing that one.
Or maybe we'll do it by interest. or
Oh,
something.
well, that's interesting.
We'll find out. We can just do a poll.
Yeah, we can.
We
We
can
can
just
do
do
a
a
poll,
poll.
okay?
We can just do a
Cool,
poll so
cool,
we can
cool,
see
cool,
because
cool,
you know
cool.
we've had 3. You know, it's
So
funny.
far.
We had
Yeah.
3 so far, so we can get more. You know, we could do a poll. Who knows? Who sees? But I know it's
Stay
been
tuned.
good. It's been nice to have you on.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank
Thanks
you for
having
coming.
me.
You chatted. You know,
Yeah.
gave us good content.
It was
and
good.
I hope you'll enjoy yourself when you see it on this big screen, innit?
Okay.
Best of luck on your exams, results, everything.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
So
until next time.
peace.